There are stories that connect us to ourselves and to each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. Now, exclusively on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, your hosts, AJ and Natalie.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. And you know who that is for. I got called out on my welcome today and had a good laugh. Hi, everyone. I am AJ.
And I am Natalie.
And we're your hosts for Soul Wanderings. And we are excited to be here as usual. I say excited, but I don't think you understand how excited we get when it is Soul Wanderings night. And you don't need to, but we're expressing. We are so excited.
Especially because we're emotional. And we get to have that emotional kick up.
We get to be excited. It's good stuff. Wow, what a week energetically it has been. And I'm not just talking about me, like my clients, my customers, yours. Like there is a theme going on right now. We are clearing some gunk up and I am here for it. It's so good.
Indeed.
Have you been feeling it yourself?
Yes. And wow, have the dreams been vivid?
Really?
My dreams just very colorful and vivid. And I had this dream the other night. I don't know if it was this last week or the week before. And it had to do with, I think it was within this last 7 days. Mm-hmm. And there was this wind storm. So I'm looking out this big window and watching traffic and watching like a freeway traffic. And literally these trucks, one truck was picked up as if by wind. And it was like one of those Coca-Cola type trucks with the doors that roll up. And it was flipped over and all its contents are spilling out. I'm like, oh God. And then another one of the trucks was literally like lifted up and slammed down, almost like a big hand had lifted it up and slammed. It was just, I was like, oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yes.
And if we were doing a show on dream interpretation, that would be an interesting one to hear about.
Yes. I just figured it has to do with all these talk about the aliens are here, which is not our show, but
sometimes it is our show. And also, they've always been here, folks. So calm down.
Oh, well, we are talking about spirit guides, and that was one of them.
Yeah, you are an alien. Like, get a grip. No, but honestly, it is exciting times. I love talking about aliens. It's one of the best things to talk about in my world. And also, it's fun to watch this movie play out. So let's see what happens next.
Yep, these times.
It is wild. It really is. We had a full moon. And there's all this new going around, all this sickness. Like your immune support people, they may or may not be trying to kill us. I don't know. Just take your supplements is all I'm saying. There's a lot going on, and it's just nice to be aware. So just be on the lookout for yourselves. And for each other.
Oh, for indeed.
I threw in for each other because, this is a group effort, this life thing.
It definitely is.
We get to help each other out too, as well.
Sometimes we have to stay at it until someone gets it.
Yeah. And also, sometimes that someone is me. Let's be honest.
Or me.
We're looking out for each other. It's all fun and games until
So we roll over 2025. Wow, that's coming up.
Geez, yeah, just a couple of weeks. So let's do some little housekeeping as far as that goes. This is our last show of 2024. Our next two shows fall directly on a holiday. So we will do replays. And the two replays that we picked out for you are expectations and emotional clarity. I had to look those up because I couldn't remember. I'm trying to remember what one comes first. The oldest one. I think it's expectations and then emotional clarity. And so those are going to be replays the next 2 weeks. So if you guys didn't catch them, catch them. And if you caught them before, catch them again. Because you always learn something new every single time. There's little nuggets that we drop, and they're worth going together. Grab a basket and start gathering. And yeah, so happy holidays to all of you. We're really going to miss being here live with you the next 2 weeks. But if you're live with us now, awesome. Thank you very much. We are live on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, which is kgradb.com, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you're here live right now, thank you. And if you're listening to a replay, awesome. Thank you. We appreciate the support. Make sure you like wherever you are at. Hit the thumbs up. Make a comment. Say hello. We love wander interaction. We are live on YouTube Soul Wanderings and also KGRA Soul Wanderings or Soul Wanderings on KGRA. We are back on there as of this week. Thank you to the station for supporting us in that. And we are on Rumble and Facebook and Twitch. And I'm not sure where else anymore, but I know KGRA is on top of it. So we're pretty much everywhere. So good. And tonight we are going to talk about spirit guides. What a fun topic. With your little giggles.
Yes, because I can't wait to hear your perspective on spirit guides.
Do you believe in spirit guides?
Oh, yes. They've definitely helped me. And definitely helped me once I learned that my life was actually talking to me all the time.
Oh, your life was always talking to you?
Yeah. There's always that my life, I remember periods of time, definitely in my personal growth period, which generally comes with upheaval or disturbance or uncomfortability because of moving beyond your comfort zone. And years ago, I was not so good at paying attention. And so my life would end up shouting at me. And before I really learned how to read the tea leaves. And so it doesn't have to shout nearly as often anymore. So I can pick up the more subtle whispering of my life. But I remember one person that proverbially looked around at my life and is like, he said, "Oh, you don't see this, do you?" He was probably one of those guides.
He's like,
Yes.
Hello.
And thankfully that is not, now I still get taps and stuff on my shoulder, but it feels so much different now than it used to.
Yeah.
So yes, do you believe in spirit guides?
I do. And, after being on the spiritual journey that I've been on for the last, 15 years, 10, 15 years, it's interesting. I didn't used to believe in spirit guides. I thought, those are all coincidences.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not quite sure about that. But what I've learned with spirit guides along the way is that they are very present in our life. And what I thought was my intuition guiding me, which it is, there's also that. I also have this amazing team who has volunteered to have my back and guide me along the way. And from my understanding with my experiences and going down the rabbit holes that I go down, we all have spirit guides. And what's cool about that is that we have spirit guides that are with us from the very beginning of this incarnation. And then we have spirit guides who are here with us, for a rhyme or reason or season. They come and go, depending on what we are experiencing in this journey. And I think that's pretty cool, just to even know, like, there's this concept, right, in spirituality that we're never alone. And for whatever reason you believe that to be true, if it's like we're never alone because we're all connected, we're never alone because we have this spirit team with us, we're never alone, insert whatever answer. I believe a big part of it is because I call them my posse. I have my posse with me everywhere I go now. And it's not just, my loved ones who have crossed, but a plethora of other beings, because there are several different types of spirit guides, and we can go over that. But I think it's really cool to know that not only does the universe have my back, as they say, but so does my posse. And I am so grateful. So I'm shown every day that I'm being supported in one way or another. And it really does help, like those days that are really heavy, right? We have those days that are like, oh, I don't know how I am going to get through this. And we may want to even like resort back to old patterns and behaviors because things are just hard. It's good to know that like we have this team with us, supporting us, and literally is like on call. All you have to do is that.
That was one of my big lessons many years ago, was learning how to call out and learning that there is this rule that you have to ask.
Yeah. So
that there's non-interference.
Exactly. So they don't interfere per se unless you're like, hey, I need some help over here. But it's not really like that either. Like so our spirit guide, do you want me to go over this a little bit?
Go ahead.
So
yes. Give us some background.
Okay. So spirit guides come like we all know, all different ways, shapes, sizes, forms, etc., etc. We have guardian angels, we have ancestors, we have extraterrestrials, we have insects, we have nature spirits, we have ascended masters, we have plants, even elemental beings, we have spirit animals, we have deities, and we even have our higher self, which I think is really cool. And that's what I always thought my spirit guide was a higher version of myself, or maybe even a past version of myself, or maybe even a version of myself in a different dimension. I never realized like I would actually have someone volunteer saying, I'm going to help AJ out. I want to be on her team. That just blows my mind, but how cool, because that is the way that it works. And also from my understanding, when you pass, that can be something you sign up for. You can be like, hey, I want to be Natalie's spirit guide. I want to help her. So they just hang out with us pretty much. They put experiences in front of us. They put people in front of us, but only the way that it's divinely planned, right? They just make sure that we're coasting along on this path. But when things get, let's just say, challenging, because that's usually when people start really doing prayers, if they're not like a daily person to do prayer or meditation, is when they ask for that guidance. And what I've learned when I first started trying to connect with my spirit guides, I remember I grabbed a spiritual mentor. Sure, you remember Penny. And
oh yes,
and she was my spiritual mentor for a really long time, and she took me through this I guess it would be considered a guided meditation where I went and met my guides. And it was so crazy because when I first got in there, I was like, this is going to be interesting. You're going to tell me who my guides are? Okay. Like, I still was in the beginning. I was just like, some of this was just so far out there. I couldn't even wrap my head around it. It was just way too woo-woo for me. But at the end of this meditation, it ended up being like she would ask me questions, and all of a sudden I knew the answer. And it does in the beginning come through in a very intuitive way. Like, you'll have that intuitive voice until you can learn to differentiate what that feels like and what that looks like. So in the beginning, it does feel like it is your intuition, but it's way more than that. And once you start like asking for clarity, being open to responses, ask them how to communicate with them because each one is different, or even specifically tell them how you would like them to communicate with you. And they'll use like all modalities to communicate. So all the clairabilities, all the ways to connect with you. They'll do it however you want, but you have to be clear in how that looks like. I'm going to pause here so you can talk, but I always have a lot to say about this subject. And I just want to give you a chance to talk.
I'm sitting back enjoying it. And then it's like, oh, okay. What I was thinking while you were talking was, it would actually, most people would get very afraid if our spirit guides just poof right in front of us.
Yeah.
And I'm also thinking about the different movies. I mean, there's that very, very well-known Miracle on 34th Street, which is a Christmas movie, which is about an angel that is working with his person. If you've seen that, a lot of people have seen it, but there's a lot of movies that have these types of things, but it would be really intimidating and often scare us if they just showed themselves completely. Yeah. So they learn to talk to us in ways that wouldn't disturb us too much until we strengthen that listening muscle or that connection muscle, and then they can show themselves more and more in different ways as we go along. So that was one of the things that I was thinking about with that way is, and then strengthening that communication and connecting. And so I would imagine it's a bit like developing a relationship with a human that you just meet, that you want to get to know. You're getting to know your spirit guides, where maybe our spirit or our consciousness may know them, but it was blocked with that way that we forget when we're born on this plane of existence.
Yeah.
And so those different types of things of connecting.
I agree. I agree with all of that. I think it's so good. Definitely through our clairs, right? They connect with us through our different gifts, our own unique abilities, which is really neat. But also our spirit guides connect to us through other people. They connect to us through our pets. They connect to us through our plants. They connect to us through different experiences. And in the beginning, I would have to say I marked a lot of things off as coincidence. So what I could recommend is, first, don't be afraid, because, fear is just a low vibration anyway. When you let go of the fear and just like realize that you're worthy and you're deserving of a team that supports you, you're going to be more open to seeing what's always been in front of you. Or you're going to start believing that these things are happening for you. And it's really neat to have that energetic shift and see those things start presenting. The other thing is they love us. Like our spirit team, or whatever, I want to say spirit team, but it's way more than spirit. Just like all the things I mentioned before, they love us and they are actually a part of us, just as we are part of each other. And so they already know how we're feeling. They already know what we're thinking. They're not separate from us. They're linked to all of the highest parts of us. And so, one, you can't lie. I don't know if you'd want to, but you can't hide anything. They see everything. They know everything, but they're here to help us and they're here to support us and they're here to guide us. So not only do we get to have this really amazing human experience, and we come down and we have this soul family, or we have a blood family, or we have whatever family we create, we have all of this support, right? We also have this team that's behind us energetically. And so we have like a no fail system if we are just open to receiving all of that goodness. And I think that's really awesome. And there's different ways, like we can get into that too. I know our time is already running short, but there's different ways that you can communicate with them. But how was your first experience of knowing that you had a team with you? Like, do you recall the first time you were like, that's a spirit guide? There's no way I can doubt that. What did that look like for you?
So just thinking back to when I was much younger. So I've walked a path with an understanding of connection and spirituality and consciousness. But in my early days, I don't think I really let myself be fully supported in a very conscious way. And so I started working with angels. So I started learning about angels and various angels and the saints. And I studied different angels. And I bought a bunch of angel figurines. And I have some pretty buff angel statues still, because I knew if I was going to need some angels to handle some stuff, they were going to need to be big and strong. And so that is my first really interaction in a very conscious and purposeful, intentional way, is surrounding myself with angels. And I remember going to a psychic one time, and she just said, "You're surrounded by angels," like literally. And I thought about my angel figurines, and so I started working with angels and learning about the different archangels and what their functionality was. And I think that really drove a lot of what my understanding is, that there's this, if I consider, I worked for the federal government for so many years. And so I understood bureaucracies because I worked in one. And I thought even about that spirit guide place as a bureaucracy of sorts. It's like you call up and you need the department. I need the Department of Lost Things because I need some help finding something. And so I would do that kind of a concept. So I was working with angels that way. That was part of mine. But I was thinking, I have to confess, I don't know that I've gone through a meditation or something as specific as, let me go meet my guides. And I was doing a little bit of research on the internet a little earlier today, where a woman had drawn her, literally what her guides look like. And I don't necessarily have that going on with me. But I definitely have connection with animals and insects more of lately.
Of lately?
Of lately.
Of always?
Or always.
You're an animal collector.
I definitely am that.
Yeah, so it's something else to have the knowledge and understanding of how to work with your spirit guides also. So they just kind of hang out. They just are there. And I shouldn't say just, because there's way more to it than that. But for the human brain, they're just there. They're just hanging out. What I've learned, and as I've gone on through the years and wanting to connect with spirit guides, and also knowing when I have new spirit guides with me, I literally just talk out loud. I know people catch me all of the time and think that I probably have some kind of multiple personality disorder, and I'm okay with that. I talk out loud to my spirit guides often. And people will go, "What did you just say?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm not talking to you." It's good. So
Do you know their names? Do you know their characteristics? You know all that type of stuff?
To the point of where I can, I think that there's one that is remaining very mysterious to me right now, and that's okay. They'll do that because some of them they're just like humans. They don't want the accolades or the attention or anything like that. They literally um are volunteering to do this job because they also have, just like humans, we have like a checklist of things we want to do in our human incarnation. They do too in their incarnation, wherever they're at having their experiences. I guess you could say it's a job. It's a pretty big job. But like, if you were wanting to know who your spirit team is, it would be really cool. You can hop on YouTube and there's all kinds of, there's a plethora of information on YouTube. Also, you could go to someone who could do a guided meditation for you, like myself or anyone else who's trained in doing that, or a hypnotherapist even. They could do something like that as well, I'm sure, on their own level, right?
Right.
I've never been trained in hypno, but I know that could be a thing from talking to many hypnotherapists. But you simply just ask also. And like I said in the beginning, it's going to come through with a very intuitive voice. And so right away, you're going to get an answer. Your brain isn't going to be doing the thinking when you're in this state. You're automatically getting an answer. Oh, pink dress. Oh, I see or feel whatever, right? So you're going to get all of this. I'm getting blonde ringlets and 2 ponytails and white socks up to the knees and black penny loafer type shoes. Like, I'm not sure whose guide this is that's coming through, but it literally comes through as quick as that. Literally comes as quick as that. And so you don't second guess it. It's the first thing you see, think, feel, whatever you're tapping into, your abilities. And then you could literally ask, well, what's your name? And the first name that pops through is what's going to be it. Now you can second guess this all you want. I did. And I did for many years. I was like, oh, this is crazy. I'm talking to so-and-so. I don't even know who this person is or this being is or whatever that looks like. And I never had any clue that this would work for real until like I had some validation through a reading and they said, oh, one of your spirit guides is here. I'm like, oh, tell me who it is. And they literally said the name to one of my spirit guides of what I got. And I was like, okay, sold. sold. And it was one of the things that I needed for validation to prove to me because I need proof. And that's a good proof. Like, how could they make that up? That's real. And so then you just start building communication. And it's just like when you're developing your psychic abilities or your mediumship abilities and your channel is staticky, you just ask them to fine tune it. Or can you, when you are present, just like with your loved ones who have passed and who may be one of your spirit guides, ask them to show when they are there, if they can have you have the scent of yellow roses. Like, you'll just smell the roses and you're like, oh, my one of the beings in my posse is here, her, and you would know the name because you're connecting the scent to the name. Like, be very specific in that way. And that way, like, they're present. But the biggest thing, like, when you learn to communicate and then are asking for help or guidance, you don't just ask. Like, find a way that you guys are going to communicate. And I'm not being very specific on this because I don't want to put you in a box. I'm just being very open when I say find a way that it feels best for you. because there's no wrong way when it comes to spirituality. This isn't religion. You get to create what feels good based on your intuition, right? As long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, spirituality can look or be anyway. But what I've learned is that with my team, I had to activate them. And so, yeah, they're hanging out on the sidelines and they're cheering me on and they're putting people, places, and things in my awareness, but allowing me to have like, my free will and make my choices. But there are times where I'm like, Kate, I need extra help. Can you help me? It's not a matter of a question. It wasn't working out for me. Nothing was happening. And I don't remember where I got this information. I don't know if it was from something I watched or something that was downloaded to me. It was a long time ago, but to activate them. And so what I started doing is to have them assist me. I don't know which one of them can. I literally ask to my spirit guide who specializes in, insert whatever experience here, right? In direction or finding my car keys or whatever that is, like, and then say, I activate you to, and then give them what you're looking for. So in the case where I am looking for whatever guide who specializes in finding lost items, I activate you to help me find my car keys. I mean, this is very generic with my topic, but you insert your own experience there. And I have found that when I like activate them, they're like at attention and things start working differently than they were working for me before. It's kind of cool.
This is very cool.
Just a suggestion. How do you communicate with your spirit guides?
So, well, I'm thinking much more about my insects. So I've had a couple of experiences with insects, and one with spiders. I've definitely had a lot of spider energy around me. I just noticed that there's a lot more spiders and my connection to them. And I had a couple of experiences where specifically a black widow. One time I had a plumber working in my basement, and he just glanced over and he's like, oh, there's a black widow right there on the sink, between the sink and the wall. There was a black widow there, and it felt significant. So there was this feeling that I had that was particular, not just an ordinary spider. I know black widows are ordinary spiders, but not just a spider there, but there was a significance thing which guided me to look up the meaning behind a black widow. And it helped me have some guidance for situations I was doing in my life.
Perfect.
And it was the takeaway for me was black widows are representative of powerful females. And so that gave me a message that says, okay, this is showing up in your world. So you represent this ability to be a powerful female. So I took that on as a message specifically for me.
That's awesome. See, it really is as easy as that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In fact, before the show, I was in the living, or I was somewhere in my house. Where was I? Kitchen. It doesn't matter the location. I pulled out my spirit guide cards. There's the animal spirit guide cards. They've been around forever. Farmer. I'll have to look it up if you guys are interested. They're really fun cards. I really like them. But, family was sitting at the table and I'm like, let's see what spirit guides are with us. And it's fun. It is fun when you just even get a deck of cards and you're like, oh, like today mine was the cardinal. And it was right. There's significance of a cardinal with loved ones who've crossed is like powerful, right? The symbology behind that. But also the cardinal is like about change and finding balance between spirit world and like human world.
So what's fascinating is someone gave me a card today, and what was on this note card was cardinals.
Oh my goodness.
That's such a fascinating connection. You both of us get cardinals in the same day.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And it was very relevant to what I'm going through right now, because I am at this crossroads right now of my life. Like, am I going to go be human and go this way, or am I going to go this way? And like, I'm spiritual now, and I do a lot of what people consider woo-woo, even though it's pretty technical.
Yes.
For my work, for what I do, the healings that I do, and the readings and etc. And so are going down that path where it's all spiritual. So it's like these two pathways. And which one are you going to put more of your energy into? I mean, they both are necessary in what I'm doing with my future, but one looks way different than the other, per se, right? They're both very, very different. And so
yes,
then the Cardinals showed up, and I was like, okay, here we are. So in the chat room, have your guides ever brought you tokens or physical objects? Have you ever had that experience before?
well, I would say that yes, because I'll have different things appear, and I think one of those things is actually a physical insect or animal. And I'm pretty sure that my various animals also that have come lately, it's a lot, cats, felines. And so I had a dream before my multiple felines in my life showed up, where it was a Black Panther came in my dream. And so I don't know whether I figure that's like, I get these animals that come in and out of my life, and that's an aspect of where they do that. I have heard of other people literally having tokens appear that were significant in the craziest places where, a good friend of mine, she tells a story about a Chuck E. Cheese coin in the middle of a desert, just
It's
there.
so random. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. You just cannot.
No.
It's just like the pennies from heaven.
Or
right?
the feathers.
Or the feathers. Like, you can only write stuff off so much as a coincidence before you just, how do you deny? How do you deny it?
I can't. That I just remembered I was in a whole other city, and I was really upset, and I was just taking a short little walk to just cool myself down. And I'm walking along in the city, and I look down in the gutter, and there's this shiny dime. And I just knew instantly it was from my dad.
Aww.
That I just knew there was a knowing that just showed up inside of me of what that represented, and who was communicating with me, and who was just reassuring me by giving me a dime.
I love that. And the thing is like, you're not even thinking about that person in that moment, because you're so stuck in being in your human experience, right?
Yes.
So when that first comes up and you're like, oh, it's my dad. Of course it is, because that was planted in your heart for you to know that to be true. Like, you can't just write that off. Like, all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is my dad. Well, where did that come from? And why would I think that? Like, it takes some thought and time to come up with that answer when you just automatically knew. See, that's a sign. Yeah. That is a sign. And those are the little things that we're talking about, is being open to a response and the way that they can communicate with you, because they don't just use like their ability, they'll use your abilities or even new abilities. They'll do anything they can in order to get a message through to you, or to show you that you're supported and loved and guided and whatever that looks like. They'll do anything. Maria was asking about cardinals and what do they mean. You typically, wouldn't you say, Natalie, typically cardinals are about grief. They're like spirit guides from your loved ones who have crossed. Yeah, that's like you'll see cardinals in like a Hallmark card for grief, but also there's a lot of other other things about cardinals, because like for me and that card, it was all about balance and harmony. Like they help you like find your balance in life is one of the things with when it comes to a spirit guide. They're also, I believe they're also known for like courage and confidence.
Probably the red
Yeah.
color represents that.
I'm sure if you go to a search engine and type it in, it will come up with a lot, but they are messengers between the physical and the spiritual world. And that's why so many of our loved ones who've crossed will have cardinals show up, because I mean, it's just a known symbol of spirit communication.
Yeah. So one of the insects I was researching today was a housefly, because I had a intuitive knowing that I had several flies showing up in my house for a period of time this summer, which would appear normal, but then there was just this inner knowing that was like, I think there's a sign in that. And so I looked them up today. And the they are drawn to, things that are rotting and decaying. And so they were saying that houseflies are representative of a rebirth or a transition. So as you're composting things, then there is regeneration and fertility that comes out of that. And they were also saying that they're very resilient and agile, because they can fly. They get their little big body. Their body is big compared to their
little
wings.
Big body.
Yeah, their little big body compared to their wings, and just two little wings fly them around.
I feel that. These are my wings.
So there was this resilience, and so I was surprised that they had meanings from Native, not necessarily surprised, but they had Native American meanings and totems, and for the housefly, which seems very, you just think, oh, it's a pest. Well, what if everything within your life actually did communicate with you in a way?
What about mosquitoes?
Well, I mean, mosquitoes
I
haven't looked mosquitoes up, but
I think that they test your patience, and there's a lot of not so nice things I could say about mosquitoes, but obviously every living thing has purpose and meaning, right?
yes.
They say.
And then mosquitoes
I won't discriminate.
Right. So mosquitoes aren't always there, or they are there. But if there is something that is not necessarily the normal, then it may be. Well, this is for the people that this may be sort of new. Oh, tell us. Do tell us what mosquitoes.
The spiritual meaning of a mosquito is often associated with transformation, growth, and renewal. I'm going to add patience in there. It symbolizes persistence, endurance, and resilience. When guided by the mosquito spirit animal, individuals are advised to listen to their intuition and trust their inner wisdom.
Oh my goodness. And see, I've had mosquitoes coming inside my house through the summer. I was like, why am my house making mosquitoes? And now I know.
Maria in chat says mosquitoes are mini vampires, and she is not wrong.
And you have to understand that vampires live forever.
Well, they don't, thank goodness.
No, but
yeah, mosquitoes.
Or they don't die. Is that what it is?
I heard something that they die after they bite you. Is that true?
No, I thought that they didn't die.
Or they transfer. No. I guess they transfer. You know, I am not educated on the mosquito other than they cause me a lot of pain. And I'm not interested in getting.
We're not. I don't think that a mosquito is on your posse.
Mosquitoes are definitely not my posse. I do have a couple of extraterrestrials in my posse that have been new over like the last, I'd say 2-3 years. Definitely. And Charles made that comment about, do they leave tokens or whatever he said. And I was thinking, nope, that is a fairy.
A fairy.
But actually, little elemental beings,
Mm-hmm.
little flittering around. I'm not sure what being is with me that flies, but I do have a being that has wings, and it's not an angel, and I haven't come quite clear on what that is or looks like, but it's okay. I don't need to, because no spirit guide is here to wish you harm. So you get to trust that you're supported with them always.
So when you think about the different movies and the different stories we have, where there's a team that gathers of all different type of abilities. So our posse would contain various creatures or different energies or the elementals or insects, because you need to have different energies on your team to accomplish various things. So the A team is going to have these different personalities on it to assist in all the different ways, and people are bringing their own skill set, or our guides are bringing a various skill set to assist us.
I want to be a guide. I think that'd be so rad. Could you imagine hanging out with like a really cool person all of the time, being like, oh, go here, oh, do that? I'd boss them. It'd be so good.
Honestly, I think that you are a bit of a guide for people currently.
I am a human guide, but not a human wilderness guide.
No, that is
That's
true.
your job.
You definitely have a different role than I do, but there can be the angels in a human skin that are out there to do the role.
Are you saying I'm an angel?
Yes.
I'll take it.
You
I don't know if it's true, but I'll take it.
Definitely do a lot of powerful work out there in the world.
Yes. So grateful for what I get to do every day and witness you do also. So in our own way, we are guides, right? And yes. I think that doesn't stop with us. Obviously, all of our wanderers, they have a big place. They have a big role in this human experience as well, and possibly even a guide in another dimension. We just don't know, because nobody knows the truth yet. Nobody knows. I know a lot of you think you know, but nobody knows. And spirit guides, I mean, we could be a total wackadoo right now talking about them. Nobody knows, but it's our truth, and it's how we feel based on our experiences. And that's the beautiful thing about being a human, is that we're here figuring it out. You're there figuring it out. And what's real for you may not be real for me, and vice versa. And we can still support each other. Well, but my posse is pretty badass. I'm not going to lie. Anybody who hangs out with me 24/7 and still has my back, woo.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Listen to you.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's definitely an indicator of how variety and how individualized it will be. Oh, the words. Because there's a reason why it's different for everybody, and why there may be some pressure if you don't know your spirit guides, to have your spirit guides look like someone else's spirit guide that maybe you read about on the internet or you hear about. But your spirit guides are going to be particular to you, because you have your own personality and your own way of being, and you're going to have a very selected group that is for you. Mm-hmm. So I want to encourage that openness to not have it represent and look like someone else's that you've heard about. Be open to what yours is. And I can just hear, if someone has a negative voice out there, they're going to have, it's like, oh yeah, mine would be like the poor luck club or something like that, if they were going through a rough patch in their life. But that may or may not be true. It might be just a very patient, loving guide that said, I know you're going to get it. I'll pick you up again out of the mud, brush you off again, keep going. Keep going. Yes, I'll pick you up again. Keep going. Keep going. Because I know that definitely I've had some of that. the guides when they just like put their head in their hands and go, oh no, you did that again. Okay, here we go.
I'm sure mine are like, what the they are like losing their minds. We did everything we could not to have you do that, and you did it anyway. Oh well.
You're like, I just had to see if it really didn't work.
Yep. That's how I roll too. Don't tell me what to do. I'll figure it out myself.
You're like, it's a trial and error process.
It's so fun. It's so fun. And I really like looking like I talk to myself. It's just great. But yeah, just to add on to everything that you said and just reiterate what I said earlier, like if you're having experiences that are unexplainable, just be open to the possibilities that perhaps it could be a guide for you, and trust that you are worthy and deserving of their assistance, and trust that they love you and they're here to support you, and trust that you're not in this human experience by yourself ever, not ever. And they volunteer willingly because they want to help you, and they help you keep you on your path and with your choices. And there are no limits to any of that. They love you unconditionally, no matter what. It's so good. My cheeks hurt tonight. It's so good.
Oh, how fun. And I will add, please don't let your mind talk you out of the magic that's
Yeah.
available to be seen. That's
So good.
because it definitely will try.
Yeah, that human mind. Get that out of the way. You guys, it's been so much fun tonight hanging out with you, talking about spirit guides. And it just so happens to be the season of spirits. So it is our last show of 2024. It's been a fun year. We had some great guests in the beginning. We had a nice little break, wrapping it up with topics. It's been so much fun. So grateful to all of you. And as a reminder, we won't be here the next 2 weeks live because our show falls on a holiday, and we will have replays, but we will be back to hang out with you on the 8th of January.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy, right?
I know.
So good. Thank you all for your support and your love. Please stay connected to our socials. If you want those links, go to soulwanderings.com. You can connect to all of them there, and that way you can be in the know. In the know. All right, Natalie.
Oh, it's been such a fun year that you recapped really well, and I look forward to the next year. It ought to be full of exciting things.
Oh yeah, we've got some good things happening. Good things. So we'll see you all next time, and happy holidays and happy new year. Good night, all.
Good night.